Galley on the drum.
All right, good evening.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. Glad to be
brother.
here, man. Thank you for having me.
Man, I appreciate y'all giving me some of y'all time.
For sure.
Do you mind introducing yourselves for me, please?
All right. Well, I'll go first.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Wordplay Luck from Spartanburg, South Carolina. I'm an artist and all around creative.
Okay, yourself, sir.
Yes, sir. Days on 85, also from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Producer, artist, you know what I'm saying? Business owner, so.
Okay, cool. So I told you before we started filming, I'm gonna ask you this question. Don't get mad at me.
For sure.
All right, have you ever tried lean?
Yes.
Okay, because you got a song called Alina, and I like the metaphor. I didn't know if you just had come up with that or.
Yeah, that was a time. Really, that was around the time that me and you really started chilling, and yeah, it was a time in life. You know what I'm saying? Influenced by Lil Wayne.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey,
and curiosity, but like, yeah, it was a moment in life. But yeah, okay. I'll partake in.
Okay, no, the reason I think that's one of the, I went back and listened to just about every album you've put out.
Word.
I've been heard of you because I remember you dropped that Villain album, but I didn't listen to it when it first came out.
Yeah.
Because at the time, before I started doing this, I was kind of like, I like local artists, but I ain't checking for that shit.
I got you.
And then I said, I got to stop tripping and give local artists an opportunity, at least for my ear. You know what I mean? Because I used to be an independent artist.
Right.
So why am I going to shit on people who want, not shit on them, but you know what I mean? Just, I ain't going to check for it.
Right.
And so I listened to Perfect Villain on the way back from Connecticut visiting my sister.
Okay.
That bitch hard.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. That's love. That's love.
So I listened to
that was the goal. That was the goal.
That one first. And then the next one I listened to was Luck. And you said, what does Luck stand for?
It was an acronym stand for Living Under Constant Knowledge.
Okay. And then the next one I listened to was The Good, the Bad, the Lucky.
Yeah, that's the latest one that we dropped. One. Yeah, that's the newest one.
And then I listened to, over the last couple days, I listened to, which one is it? It came out in 21.
Some Days Are Lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a part of the trilogy that me and Days on 85 worked over the past year.
So when we was talking back and forth, when I hit you up in DMs, you said, so which album did you produce?
I produced Some Days Are Lucky, The Perfect Villain, and The Good, the Bad, and Lucky.
All of them?
Yeah. Yep.
Front to back?
Yep. Yeah. Front to back. We had additional producers on Some Days Are Lucky. Shout out to Frankie Zombie, Shad Scott.
Yeah, shout out.
PJ Donald, Carolina Beats, produced on The Perfect Villain. Majority.
Okay, so I knew something was up with this in a good way.
Jay Shirts too.
Jay Shirts on Rain.
On Rain, on Good, the Bad, Lucky.
I knew I wasn't tripping because these three, or all of them actually, I actually think that Luck is the best one from first listen.
Mm-hmm.
But oddly enough, the one I think is the most different is Perfect Villain because it sounds like a 90s mixtape.
Yeah.
That bitch hard.
Like I said, that was the goal, bro. Like when we sat down going over that, we was like, man, we want to bring back that mixtape because we were talking about like Jeezy,
Gangsta Grill,
Wayne, dedications and droughts, and it was like, bro, let's bring back that mixtape feel, and boom, that's how
even
that happened.
getting like a host, like getting Top Flight Rental to host it, like going back, like I said, DJ Drama and Jeezy and Wayne vibe. So
how in the world did y'all do that though? Because like some of the tracks bleed into others, which make it sound like a mixtape, but in a good way. It ain't bleeding into each other and fucking up the vibe of the next song. How'd y'all? Who made that decision?
I mean, just kind of listening to mixtapes. You know how drama. You bring it back. Bring the song back, and that's more on the technical side. Days on 85, and it's just a lot. I call him, the master chef. He chops suey, so he can explain that a little bit better than me.
Nah, I mean, it was a lot of studying. To be honest with you, like. We're around the same age and we grew up in that era, you know what I'm saying? That Wayne era, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, with Drama. And we actually went back and listened to all those tapes. We had sessions where we would just listen to those tapes and we were like, okay, let's do it like this. Let's, You know what I mean? And realistically, like anything we do, we try to study what was done before us. You know what I'm saying? To pay homage to it, and I think we got it pretty good. So
y'all got it down pat.
Yeah,
I got it down.
And Renzo did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, man.
You know
Shout out
Renzo.
Renzo. You know,
You say who?
Top Flight Renzo, man. He's a huge influencer, creative in the upstate South Carolina. And
he's a DJ, or what does he do exactly?
Nah, he's just, like I said, all around just
creative.
Yeah. You know, he owns Jetlag TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that on your page.
He's the owner of that. And you know, he's just very plugged in and tuned into the music scene. So I thought, you know, it'd be dope to have him on there. You know, Days was just like, yeah, that's a good move. And, you know, he did phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay. So well, at least from what I've been able to listen to, I'm gonna start at the beginning. I'm sure Luck is not the very first project you ever dropped. I'm sure.
Nah.
But as far as on the streaming platform, is that the first one you dropped?
Yeah, on streaming. That was the first one I put on actual streaming. Yeah.
Okay, so how did that project come about? Like, what made you say I'm gonna go in this direction? Because it sounds like all of them sound very complete. And I know people overuse the word cohesive project, but they do actually sound like this is the theme for this one, this is the theme for that one. This is where y'all get that from? Yeah, a lot of cats not doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Living Under Constant Knowledge, you know, this was back in 2017, and it was at a time going through a lot. Man, my mom was sick, you know, in 2015 and 2016. And, you know, saying grace of God, she made a 180, you know what I'm saying? She probably healthier than me now. But but yeah, it was that moment, man, where I just felt like I was free again, you know what I'm saying? Because she's doing better. So now my time is, you know, I'm not spending all my time and energy, you know, making sure she's good and make sure my family's good. So I had a lot of, like, it's like, you know, just a lot in my head, you know, that I just needed to get out. So I just started going to the studio every day, you know what I'm saying? Or every other day, just booking sessions and doing records. And then I looked in my emails and I'm just like, I got 10, 11 records right here. And coincidentally, they all mesh. Yeah. Everything I was doing just mesh. So, you know, I just put it together and put it out. Okay. And, you know, just see how I do, you know, and that's one of my breakout projects, you know what I'm saying? I won some Jetlag TV awards from that album.
Well deserved, I'm sure.
Yeah, a huge record that I did that actually he was a part of, Harley 96.
That one keep popping up when I play it on Spotify.
Yeah. You know, that was like the biggest record that I did at that time. You know, shout out Frankie Zombie, you know what I'm saying, and the Classmates, you know what I'm saying, for contributing to that on the producing side. And yeah, so that was my, like, when people start paying attention to me, like, oh, okay, yo, this dude.
This ain't just bullshit.
Okay, like he's serious.
Yeah, my favorite song on there is the second one. I made sure to remember the numbers, not the names. Just
it's better than me. I don't remember it. I don't remember either.
The comeback, the playback.
Probably the comeback. I think it's called the comeback.
It's the second song. That's my favorite one on there. Yeah. And then Asylum is the one on.
That's the perfect villain.
That bitch. I like that one because it got that. You made that beat. Yeah. The how it changes. That's what made me really be like, okay, this is like a mixtape, like a real mixtape, not just. Yeah. So where did you get those themes from Luck though? Like that particular album.
Honestly, man, I wish I had like a cool, you know, story behind it, man. But it was just me, you know, following the trend of, you know, just YouTube beats. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't have anybody like sit down produce. It was just beats that I either had on my hard drive or just got some off YouTube. But like I have a certain sound that I always love to you know, do. So that's why I think it sounds so cohesive. I take that back. The only song that was produced was the Harley 96. Okay. I take that back. That's my fault, my mistake. Harley 96 was the only song that was actually produced by outside, you know, producers. Everything else was just from YouTube. Okay. Like I said, man, sometimes you shoot and it go in. Yeah. So,
but at least me as a fan, you done shot that bitch at least 4 times.
That's love. Man. I appreciate that, dog.
So what do you use to produce?
I'm on Logic Pro X.
You ever get a chance? I'm sure you done dabble with Fruity Loops.
Yeah, of course. I started on Fruity Loops. I've messed around with everything pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So, but my brother got me started early, you know what I'm saying? Like he a producer as well. Like I said, he actually did the 808s on the Asylum. So shout out to my brother Shad Scott. Yeah. But early on, I would just be in his room, and I was the little brother who never got kicked out because I wasn't saying too much. I just sit there and observe.
Like if I talk.
I was the cool little brother, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be in there, and I remember he had Fruity Loops on the E-Machine's computer, the big back joint, and I was just sitting there, and then when he go to work, I get in there and I'll just start pressing buttons. Yeah. And to the point to where, like, to this day, like, it's a couple people who I look for, like, that assurance from, you know what I'm saying? He's one of them. Like, if he tell me he love a beat, I'm on cloud 9. You know,
so he still makes beats.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Like I said, even on this last project, The Good, Bad, and Lucky, like he didn't do any production on there, but like he was in the room. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He got the ear along with the skill, so I'm sure he kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. I like I said, it's a few people who I look at. I'm like, I want it from them, right? And my brother's one of those. So if I can get him in the room with us and he can give me that head nod, he ain't gonna say too much. But if I see like, oh yeah, I like that. Yeah. I'm on cloud 9. So
he one of them ones too, like real serious in the studio, like just not saying too much, not really looking at nobody, but it's like I just be looking for the head nod, and sometimes like he be scrolling doing something, and I see the head nod, like okay,
I got
we on the right track.
My brother liking something is better than like to me than Diddy liking something for me. You know what I'm saying? Just because like I was under his wing for so long, and like never asking too much, but just like observing and never, you know what I'm saying, like never taking it for granted though. So. But yeah, I've dabbled in Fruity Loops, of course.
You ever had a chance to fuck with the machine?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, what you think about it?
Absolutely.
I love that bitch because it's software and hardware.
Yeah, and my brother, like I said, everything my brother had, I had. You know what I'm saying?
You're not stealing this shit.
Yeah, so I'm like I said, he had the machine, the micro, the machine micro, and I remember like I didn't know how to work that joint. I was just like, let me just start pressing stuff, and but I got used to it, and honestly, when I landed on Logic, it was just something that like felt good to me. You know what I'm saying? So I know every producer, they have their individual DAW systems that they love. You know what I'm saying? And I love Logic. I've worked on a lot of things though, but I love Logic.
So what made you take, at least from what I can find on the internet, what made you take a hiatus from 2017 to, and you even say it on
Some Days Are Lucky.
Thank you. I don't know why I can't remember the name of it.
It was on to like into 2019.
Okay, because you mentioned like a 3-year break, but I wasn't sure if it was. What was that? Why?
I found out my wife was pregnant.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Obviously that was a minute ago, but
I appreciate it. Still feel brand new to me, dog. Like I'm still learning, you know. But my wife, when I found out my wife was pregnant, you know, it's just one of the moments where you just kind of look in the mirror, like, all right, what you gonna do? Now you got a life that's coming in this world soon that you got to take care of, you know. So, I don't know, man. I just got in a place where it was just like, man, music ain't really how it used to be for me. Like it got to the point where it wasn't really fun, and like I have that feeling to go. Like I almost felt like it was a job. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And I was just like, man, let me just step back for a little bit. Let me get my affairs in order. Let me get my family together. Let me figure out some stuff, and I'll come back to it. And it just kind of turned from that to just like, man, you know, I think I'm done. You know,
he's gonna be done completely.
That's where I was at, bro. Like for real, like the story behind like these last 3 projects, man, is a I feel like a great, inspiring story.
That makes sense though, because the album you came back with, to me, has a religious feel, not a.
It was a total change. If you go from the last couple of songs that I did, or the last project that I did before I took my hiatus until the Some Days Are Lucky. You could, if you know who I was, you know, back in the day, you could see the transformation in my lyrics. But like a lot of people don't know this story. Well, you know, we was told it before, but I don't know if you know this story.
Nah, I just found out who you were last year.
Like, man, like it got to the point, bro, where I was still dabbling. You know, and you know how you can do remixes on Reels and stuff on TikTok, right? So I came across like some of these soulful producers that was making soul beats. So I would just like, you know, listen to the beat and I would write little freestyles and I'll just do those on and put them on Instagram and TikTok. And Days seen one that I did, you know, he texted me, he like, hey, man, that shit hard. You know, he like, that hard. He said, I like that. He said, I like this sound that you know, putting out. I ain't thinking nothing of it. I'm just like, man, I appreciate it, bro, you know. And it went from there to, he just started sending me beats. And he was like, hey, bro, you put a 16 on this, right?
Oh, so y'all been knew each other for...
I've been knowing this man 15 years.
Oh, okay,
man.
got you.
Like, you know, and
opportunity just presented itself to work. You know
so like coincidentally, I still make beats.
Word, yeah, like for sure. But to make a long story short, man, it got to the point where he was just sending me beats. I'm rapping to him, not knowing, you know, what's gonna come from him, you know, because like I said, we've been working together for a long time. So like sometimes I do reference verses for him and stuff like that. So he shoot them to different artists and different things like that. You know, just seeing what would stick, right? So that's what I'm thinking at first, and man, it came out that he made a whole project that some days are lucky I didn't know I was making a project, bro.
Okay, so when you was doing reference tracks, you was doing like the ad-libs and everything.
Yeah, I'm doing like...
Oh, well, nigga, you was doing songs.
I was doing verses, I was doing the ad-libs, but like the thing is like he was hitting me up like, hey, can you add this? Can you add another 8? Could you do this? Could you do that? And I'm just like, all right, cool. And I'm starting to wonder, I'm like, bro, like what's going on with these records? But man, the way how they set it up, he made it seem like he was dropping a project. So we went to the listening session, which I thought was his listening session. Yeah. And he gave the spiel. I'm going to let you pick it up from there.
Yeah, I mean, it was shout out to Adam Black. You know what I'm saying? One
I've heard his name.
Sure, Adam Black.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Adam Black.
That's the big dog.
Shout out to Snook.
Shout out Snook.
Me and Adam Black was at a photo shoot one day. Okay. And I was like, man, Luck's birthday was coming up. His birthday, same day as my mom's. And I was just like, man, like, Luck, so talented, bro. Like, I said, bump it, bro. I'm gonna put a project out on Luck without him knowing.
Yeah. So this is intentional.
Yeah, this was very intentional. Cool. Very intentional. Like we were at a photo shoot and Black was like, let's do it. And I went home right after that and I made the beat for Love and Luxury. Okay. So I made the beat and I sent it to him. I was like, yo, just put some verses on this for me real quick. And he was like, all right, how long you want me to rap? I said, until you get tired. Because I knew I needed 2 verses. Right. But if I tell him to do a 16,
He's just gonna do
16. So I was like, rap until you get tired. Right. So he rapped for a long time. And after I got his verses back, I chopped it in half. Yeah. I called my boy every second. He came with a crazy hook. Crazy. And the thing is,
singing it.
Yeah,
that bitch tough too. I like that song.
And see, the thing is with this project, Kanye said this thing one time on stage. He was like, my biggest regret in life is that I'll never get to come to a Kanye West show. So when he said that, it's like he'll never get to see himself, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I said, okay, how can we do it to where Luck can't see this coming? He don't even know what the song sound like because he's getting skeleton beats, like he's getting just like the sample and a snare.
Yeah.
Oh, just to get the tempo.
Just to get the tempo, just to get the vibe.
Shit sound like when the album came out.
So you built it around from the
everything.
Verse and just
even the features,
a metronome.
Even the features, bro. Like we got Max Goods on there.
Yeah, I heard that.
Max never heard Luck's verse. Max didn't hear the finished complete. Nobody heard the complete thing until me. Like I'm the only person who heard everything. And we at the studio. And we planned it for everybody for the first time. Yeah. He think it's a listening party for me. It's his birthday, so we have a surprise birthday party. His wife is there. We got a cake. Man, you know what I'm saying? Crazy, like, and nobody who worked on it, any producer who I brought in to work on it, I only played them the part I needed to help on.
Just do this.
Yeah. So like Nobu Sounds, like he only heard like the switch on the unfolding. Right? Like Neil, who did ad-libs on the unfolding, he only heard the switch. I never played any because I wanted everyone to hear it for the first time.
It'd be a group listening party, basically.
And I wanted to see the reaction from somebody. Like one thing that what Kanye said is perfect. Like even like you setting this up, right? You'll never get to see it from how somebody else see it.
Yeah. Talking about this?
Yeah, I mean, you just will never see how somebody see you. You know what I'm saying? So with him listening to it. And I'm watching him listening to this, and he don't know what's coming next. He don't know. Right. He don't know how this is chopped up. He haven't heard none of the hooks. Right. And like
I'm emotional in that bitch, man. Like tears coming out because I'm just like, bro, I can't believe because I thought I was done. You feel me? Yeah. And like it was one of the best. I wish that other rappers, other artists could experience that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which too is a very risky thing. That's why I really tip my hat out to him, because you could get somebody and be like, bro, I don't like this.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just that and I think it's different with me and him because we've done music together for so long. He knows me. Mm-hmm. You know, he knows, you know, how I like things, my sound and everything like that. So like I said, man, one of the best experiences as far as making music that I've ever had.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. It was great for me too. It was just the pressure, man. Like to do a surprise birthday party, listening party, and do a surprise album. And I'm getting this man to just keep sending me like verses. I'm like, bro, like you got this verse for this? And I'm like, dang, anybody else?
Had my wife in on it and everything, bro. Like, had my wife. Because it got to the point where I was like, man, I told my wife, I said, man, I'm going to have to go over to the wrong house. And like, not...
You doing something with this shit.
Yeah, I'm just like, let's sit down and figure out what we're going to do. And like, now I know he texts my wife and like, don't let luck come over here.
Oh, man. Yeah, that last week, he was trying to come by the crib. And I'm texting his wife. I'm like, yo, like start an argument with him. You know what I'm saying?
Tell you gotta go somewhere so he can go.
Because I couldn't risk it. Like we took like 3 months to make that project. So like we couldn't let the cat out the bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right before.
Yeah. And that right there was just the opening to everything that y'all heard over the past year. Yeah. That was the start.
Okay, I'm glad you brought this young man.
That's why I said, man, because it's really hard. Like I said, like with everything that we doing right now, in this, like I said, in this past year, it's really hard to explain it without having it. Like he's a humble dude, man. He like to play the background a lot, and I told him, nah, you can't do that no more, bro. Like they gotta see the man behind everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important. Like these stories are important, and I can't tell them by myself.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
That makes sense to that, boy. When you first said, I was like, you can, but I don't, because you just when you in the the text, he just was like, he been working on my project for the last year, and I'm like, what the fuck that got to do with you?
Yeah,
because in my mind that's just one project or maybe two, so I didn't know that you. That's fine. I'm glad y'all both came.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Yeah, the story's better with both of us tell it.
That makes sense. So how'd y'all meet then? If it been 50, how old are you?
I'm 31.
How old are you?
You know, I'm 34.
So y'all met in school?
Nah. I was in a production group called the Classmates.
Yeah, but you said 15 years. That's grade school.
No.
We had mutual friends.
Oh, okay.
So he went to school with a few guys I was in a group with. So Frankie Zombie and Tim Prater, known more so as Noble Sounds. Like they were all cool. So once I met Luck, I think we was hooping a few times or whatever. And
he kind of tall. I can see that.
Yeah. You know, he was dunking on people back in the day. So you know, we just been being cool since the first day we met. Since I moved back from LA, we got like a lot tighter.
Yeah, super close.
You know what I'm saying? And just,
you live in LA? Okay,
cool. We all moved out there in the Classmates, you know what I'm saying, to pursue.
You too?
Nah.
So,
They left me, bro.
He could have came.
I'm out there like every 2-3 months.
Word. That's dope.
But yeah, we just, honestly, like when we got back, I don't know how it happened. Like, I think I used to be a Grey Goose connoisseur.
Okay.
He used to pull up to the crib, you know,
yes, sir.
And we used to have some drinks, and we'll go to the club, and we'll go get some wings, and we just built a good brotherhood. And I think over the last year, though, we've gotten the tightest we've ever been.
As close as we ever been, as far as comrades, whatever.
Yeah.
You know. I think it was like I always wanted to work with the Classmates. I always wanted to work with them, but I knew that I wasn't where I needed to be.
With your pen game or?
Just all around. Pen game, trying to structure with music and stuff like that, because what they were doing was like light years ahead of...
Oh, like some Justice League type shit.
Like just a super group of just dope producers, you feel me? So I was just like, I knew, like I'm a person of like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, nah, I know I'm not ready for that yet. But even with that, like they still used to, like when they was in LA, they'll still send me reference tracks and stuff. Like I ain't trying to, you know, say too much, but it used to be random stuff like, hey, bro, put a verse to this. I'm like, okay. I said, what's this for? Oh, yeah, man, we probably gonna try to get this on, you know, Fast and Furious soundtrack. Okay. You know, like stuff like that. And like, they saying it nonchalant. I'm like, nigga, what?
Yeah, that
you know what I'm saying?
Because he don't understand, like, how he was looking at us. Like, we always recognize his talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just because, and to this day, just because you don't have 100 placements or you working with the biggest artists don't mean you ain't talented.
Right.
It just takes the right person to put you in position. You know what I'm saying? And we always seen him like that. Like, I've always looked at Luck and was like, man, this dude is like one of the best rappers. You know what I'm saying? And I was waiting on him realistically. You know what I'm saying?
I think we was waiting on each other because I'm waiting on him. Just, you know, I think really that's how it was. Like, it's just, but everything is in timing, man. I had some growing to do. I had some things I had to sort out and really, you know what I'm saying, to become like a complete artist. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I had to get out my way, you know, and I felt like I got out my way with Some Days Are Lucky. With that, I got out my way and I was able to be totally honest with my music. And like, I've always been that, but I always tried to do it like in a witty, be cool, you know what I'm saying, like that, you know what I'm saying, on some rap shit. But like, at the end of the day, man, it's like, nah, man, this is just my expression. This is me just expressing myself on a beat, and I happen to be really good at it. So that's how I look at it now. You know what I'm saying? This is just me expressing myself in the most artistic way I can, you know, and he helps bring that out, you know what I'm saying, from the production side. And just conversation, bro. Like, a lot of our music just come from conversations. Like, us just talking, and it be random shit we be talking about. Like, yo,
I think us becoming fathers within like a couple years of each other, like, helped out too. Because he would call me and be like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, how did this work or whatever? And
like, hey, bro, did nephew do this? Like, he did. All right, cool. All right.
Both got sons.
So they little friend, you know, when they link up, it's just dope, man. You know, they link up, they play and stuff like that, you know, and it's just dope experiences, man. And I think it just helped our, you know what I'm saying, our connection.
Y'all making this too easy for me. I ain't got to say shit.
Oh, nah, man. Listen, man, we gonna give you like, you know what I mean? Like, I know from y'all side, you know, you get people that yes and no questions, yes and no answers. Like, nah, bro, we gonna give you, so we gonna tell you. And I'm glad that he's here so we can get this.
No, absolutely. I mean, even what you said earlier, like, everything that we've done, like, Some Days Are Lucky, of course, he was oblivious to that.
Right.
But like, The Perfect Villain, like,
how'd y'all do that?
I'm sorry?
How y'all pull that off?
Which one?
The Perfect Villain.
Perfect Villain.
Oh, we started the next day.
Yeah, like.
Wait, you telling me you dropped a surprise album, his album, on his birthday,
and he was at my house the next day.
Back to work tomorrow,
bro. I called him. And I was just like, bro, I still got some left in the tank. I still got some.
I want to actively participate this time.
It wasn't even that. It's just like, bro, I still want to rap.
Yeah,
like I got that spark back. I'm like, bro, after hearing that project, I'm just like, hold on, wait a minute. This is what I can really sound like.
Yeah, we did Vengeance the next day or the day after.
Because he hit me, he was like, bro, what you on today? You know, I work at BMW. He don't stay too far from there. Okay. He was like, bro, what you on today? And I'm just like, man, dog, I'm chilling. I ain't got nothing to do. He said, bro, pull up. Let's cook up something. And we did Vengeance.
Yeah, we did Vengeance.
He told me to send him like an ass of records that I like.
And then we started getting into that mixtape bag. And like, literally, we did that the next day, and then after we dropped Perfect Villain the next day from there, we did The Good, the Bad, and Lucky.
The Good, the Bad, and Lucky.
Okay.
Wait, the new project just came out. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about as soon as Perfect Villain was done.
As soon as it was done,
probably
the next day.
Probably like the next day.
Y'all got shit else to do? Y'all got kids.
Listen. We was in the studio today. Like, you know what
like I said, before we got here, we came from the studio to do your podcast.
We just enjoy working with each other though, and like working on music ain't work. You feel me? Like,
this ain't work to me.
Yeah, because it's like this is like therapy. You know what I mean? And when we did The Perfect Villain, like, I was so excited to do that because I knew I had got something right with Some Days Are Lucky.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, he want to keep working.
Yeah.
And B, it was like, we get to do this together.
Like consciously.
Right. Yeah. Like I know now.
Yeah. And I ain't have to like hide it or nothing like that.
Don't come over.
Yeah, don't come over.
And man, when I tell you, when we got in there and we started going through samples and drums and we started making stuff, and I started seeing that pure joy on his face, and he was just, one thing about Luck, like Luck had told me before, he was like, I don't like writing in the studio.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Just, some people like to get to themselves and write to the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I seen this man throw all that out the window. Like, I'm talking about we in there. Like, Asylum, I keep saying the name wrong. It could be Asylum. Asylum.
I'm a nerd. I play Batman's
there you go.
Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I never knew how to pronounce it the right way. So Asylum.
It's like a...
I know.
Like an insane house for.
I know what it is. I don't know how to pronounce it. But we did that. When I tell you, he didn't write none of the lyrics down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's heard the beat, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing the beat, but we just in the studio and I'm just like,
he just going.
I'm just rapping.
And I'm like, oh, bro, you don't want to take a break to write none of that? Like, nah, I feel it. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like to see him like come up with this, like of course you heard the song, like he like the double entendres and the triplet flows. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this dude is killing it.
Then
you know
the beat change, he don't fall off.
No, bro. And that was the thing too. Like we was talking about it headed up here. Like he's more than just an artist. Like he's a producer as well. You know what I'm saying? He may not physically make beats,
but you know, yeah.
But he's sitting there. And he's like, what if we do this? What if we do that? How about we move this right here? Which I appreciate a ton because like. We're carving the beat out to fit him. Yeah. It's a perfect mold. It only fits, you know, the artist who it's for. So the fact that like during that process, man, that made us so much like tighter and I got this man to put on a Joker mask. You know what I'm saying?
I seen it on the cover. Yeah, that shit hard.
Doing
you know what I'm saying?
Like his thing that he tell me all the time. He like, hey, bro, you trust me? And I'm just like, when he say that, I already know it's about to be something that you know. I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot. You know, but. Hey man, he ain't let me down yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he ever going to. And it just opened my eyes to don't put yourself in a box. Look, I always used to put myself in a box, you know, and he just totally just nah, bro, like throw that box away.
What kind of box you mean?
Style, just rapidy rap, you know, this one style. Even like like I said, on the artistic side, like bro, I would have never painted my face and took a, you know, do the Joker. But that matches the aesthetic and the theme of the project. Right. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? So it's just like it all made sense, but it's just like for me to actually do it, I probably would have been like, man, I don't know about that. And even doing the experience that we did like the listening session where I painted my face again and gave them a performance in the Joker mask. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But man, that stuff is that is remembered. And it, like people talk about it to this day. One of my homies, JG, his son think I'm Joker. You know, his son think he was like, man, is Luck the Joker? You know, and he's telling me, yeah, he's Joker. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's something that's instilled in history. You know what I'm saying for this area. So it's dope. You know, I get it now. You dig what I'm saying? After these, like I said, this past year, I get it, and it's like nothing that I'm not willing to do. You know what I'm saying to make whatever project or whatever we're doing the best. Yeah.
It's the equivalent, to be honest with you, like with Kendrick. I don't like compare people, but like with Kendrick, like taking that chance to go from Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah. When it's like, this is a total 180. Right. And it's like, even like the cover to like the videos, the concepts, it's like he had to take a chance and say, this is totally different. The first single was you know what I'm saying? On there. That was the first single. And I was in LA when it came out. And I remember like being in executive offices and they be like, bro, why he pick that? Like, that's the first single. Like I remember hearing people say that and we like, yo, this joint slapping to me. Hard to me. And so I think like shout out Jasmine Hawkins for doing an amazing job with the makeup for the perfect
shout out
villain.
Sis, man. She did great.
But like to talk to him, I remember being on the phone, I'm like, hey bro, I think you need to be the Joker. Cause we did the first record, we was sending each other like Batman. Like emojis. We was like, yo, bro, this feel like the Dark Knight.
On some evil, I'm sending the little devil emoji, little purple devil emoji and stuff. I said, bro, this sound, I think I told you, I said, bro, this sound like Gotham. Yeah. I said, it just sound dark. It sound just grimy, gritty.
And that's why number 2 is called Asylum.
That's my favorite song.
But like, I think you may have sent the Joker joint in like the little gift or whatever.
Yeah, I think I might have sent like the Heath Ledger or something like that.
And I called him. I said, that's it. I said, that's what you got to be. And I was like, are you gonna paint your face? The whole thing.
I said, bro, I don't know about that. You know, and he was just like, bro, trust me.
And we had the Joker movie on in the studio, like just watching it because we can get that vibe. Like it gotta feel like Gotham. So when you put the album on, like to me, and I know to you as well, like it feel like Gotham. Like it feel like Bruce Wayne about to come in.
For real. You know what I'm saying?
So
for sure.
So then when you transition to the Good, the Bad, the Lucky. That sounds like some grown and sexy shit, but it's not corny. I don't know if that makes sense. But you know how people will be like, this is a grown and sexy event. And you get there, you be like, it's a bunch of old wash niggas. You know what I mean? That ain't what's hitting. How y'all get, what was the first song y'all made for that one?
The first song.
Y'all made them in chronology.
That just happened to be the first record and the intro.
Because it's the soundtrack, but it's did the film come first or the album came first?
The music came first. Yeah. We was pretty much done with the music side when we started the film.
So who came up with the idea for the film?
So we was on the group chat.
The same mastermind.
I think it was you.
It was a collective, me and my business partner Snook and Black, man.
Me and Snook have talked a little bit. Yeah, I got to meet him. Yeah,
shout out Snook, man. Shout out Snook, man. That's a. He played a back role, but he's a so very, very influential.
We on the phone. Me and Snook, we'll get on the phone. We'll make up movies, TV shows, just on the phone. Like we'll just go through scenarios. I'm like, hey, would it be cool if we do this? So we were talking, and one thing that we enjoy as a group, I enjoy is seeing like I love seeing people enjoy something for the first time, experiences or doing something to where it's like, oh, I haven't done this before. And being from like Spartanburg or Greenville, it's a lot of things that we can explore that the big cities have, like Atlanta or like, you know what I mean? And I lived in LA for a little while. So of course I went to mixers, I went to brunches and things like that. So when we started doing the Winter 97 brunches, I just started seeing people like, oh, this is different. So when we did the Some Days Are Lucky listening party, I was like, oh, this is so different that people are like, oh, I want to like be there. You know what I'm saying? Same with Perfect Villain. We did a whole experience and I was like, what do we do next? Like, what's the next thing? Because to me, and we had this conversation before, consistency is easy. Right? That's just getting up and doing something every day.
But there's a difference between consistency and quality.
Consistency and quality and leveling up, right? Yeah. You can do something every day. But are you getting better every day? Right? So that was the thing. It's like, okay, we can keep putting out projects, but how do we level up the last project? So it was like, all right, you know what? We should shoot a movie to this because it feels 70s. Because we were talking and I was like, bruh, we wanted to make something like Aquemini, you know what I'm saying? Outkast, To Pimp a Butterfly.
Nobody don't really, I asked him, I said, bro, why nobody don't really touch that sound no more like that? Like in this area, I'm not talking like on
a national level.
Yeah, national level. But I was like, yo, Ryan, nobody ain't never, for us be so close to Atlanta and stuff like that, I was just like, like, I just never heard it
more
around here.
Side,
just the funk, the funk side of it. And I was just like, man, we can really make this ours.
About these nets, man. My daughter loves some standing water, and I'm trying to figure out where the fuck it's coming from.
Oh, nah, we got fruit and stuff. So we got little fruit nets and stuff sometimes, so it's cool. But I was like, man, I love that sound, and I just like now, like I said, my mind is open to so many different things. So I said, bro, let's try this. You know what I'm saying? Let's be on some, Detroit player type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, not make it corny. Like let's just like really.
And we dove all the way into it. We were listening to George Clinton. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All that.
Got some funk to it.
Yeah. I mean, and not to say people, like you said, people don't do that sound, but it's just like, if they do funk, it's like all the way funk. It's like
it's not rap.
Yeah, we were trying to mix the rap with the funk, sort of like Aquemini, sort of like To Pimp a Butterfly.
Would you compare it to maybe Idlewild, the movie and the album?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe not the exact same sound, but just conceptually.
In that concept to where like Outkast, I know for us is big influence. You know what I'm saying? Like both of them. You know what I'm saying? Not just 3000, but Big Boy as well. Like when you see Idlewild and you hear the album, like that's an album that's slept on for one.
It really is. That's why.
And it's like the movie is slept on too. Like the movie is like
in the movie.
Yeah, and
it did a good job.
It's an amazing movie. So when we were talking about doing this, I remember the first conversation. He was like, "I want to go there." I was like, "Are you sure you want to go there and do this all the way?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so that just got my wheels turning, and he was sending me a bunch of different old 70s records, and we was going back to referencing them joints, and lo and behold, we came up with what I feel like is an amazing project, and it sounds totally different from the other two.
But it's not. But it's what I enjoy about it is it's different. But it's not. I hate to be a hater, quote unquote. It's like it's not. It doesn't come off like when Wayne dropped his rock album Rebirth. You're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Because we blended the hip hop.
It don't sound like a reach and a fail. You know what I mean?
We hip hop at hip hop at the end of the day, so I feel like it took some time to, get everything cohesive and still not lose the hip hop feel, right? But once we did I Want You and that like the switch part, I remember he called me, he was just like, look, he said, hey, listen, I need you to go there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I'm getting excited now. I'm just like, man, I don't know what is it. So he sent it to me, and I'm like, I sat with it, and I'm just like, bro, I love the challenge, but I'm just like, man, how can I take it to the next level on this part? And then I just started just just tinkering, and I came on with the, I don't know what you and I just messing around. I'm like, oh, that's like low key. That's kind of gone. That's kind of gone.
When he came in there with that, I was like, yo, what you doing?
Listen, we talking about his brother, right? Yeah. He's kind of the same way in a sense. He's kind of there, and he's bobbing, but he's not really no facial expression, right? But when I started doing, I don't know what and then we play. He sauced it up a little bit with the effects and did everything, and we started playing it back. And I seen him, boy. He hit it. Yeah, he said, "Ow!" Yeah. He did like a little, what I'm saying, like that. And I've never heard him make that, what I'm saying, that type of expression in the studio. So right then and there, I said, this is it. Yeah. This is it.
Hit you with the Jay-Z bucket hat over the face.
He was just sitting there, he was listening, and his shoulders was going like this and shit. Like, I was just like, bro, he really rocking with it, you know what I'm saying?
Not to be cliche though, but I was like, oh, he there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
ain't nothing wrong with that
I was
shit.
like, how you like, if you're a coach, like you playing basketball or whatever, but you're the coach, and you know somebody can do it. You like, all right, I didn't seen him do the windmills. I know he can shoot threes, but when you see him and he on the block and he doing all footwork, you like, oh, he got it.
Yeah,
and it was the moment of like, oh, ain't no stopping this dude there. Because I'm like, he can do that too. Yeah, like the rapping, and I know he can do that with his eyes closed, sleep. Right. You know what I'm saying? When he came with that hook, and I'm like, y'all
kind of got this Nas and Hit Boy vibe.
Yeah.
I think that's the best. I was going to say Nas and his first producer, but I cannot remember his fucking name even though he's a phenomenal producer. Yeah. The Scratch. What the fuck's his name? Anyway, somebody's listening and like, his name is such and such.
Anyway, they'll put it in the comments.
But no, y'all got the Hit Boy and Nas vibe. And I like that. So that's what I'm like, so what y'all going to do next though?
We already working. We was working today.
Yeah. I'm sure. Like y'all start projects the day after the last one comes out.
Yeah. I mean, just be it's whoever hit whoever first, and just be like, hey man, like it don't be like we plan it though, man. Like I'm telling you, it just be conversation. We just talking, having random talks. Like, hey bro, nigga, Wendy's fries is better than, you know what I'm saying? It just be regular conversations, and then it'll turn into some. Like, hey, bro, pull up. Like, I want you to listen to something, and then it just go from there, man. Yeah. Like I said, I wish we could just like, oh yeah, we got dates and schedules for the next 3 years. Nah, bro, it's literally, damn, I'm slobbing.
Excited,
yeah, man. But it's just usually it's very organic, man. It's very organic. Like. When we start creating again.
Yeah. So how many songs y'all got in the bag right now as far as that will potentially go to the next project?
I mean, realistically, we literally just started today, working. But again, everything is out. Like that's what we made. We ain't making no leftovers. It ain't no like.
Yeah. Oh, y'all don't do the thing we do 40 million tracks and then pick 10.
No, we ain't wasting no time. It's like
okay.
Like I know I heard something about like Jay-Z made. The amount of songs that's on the blueprint is the amount of songs he made. Right. And I feel like that's very important. Like, of course, there was beats made and stuff that, you know what I'm saying? But I know if he's feeling something off rip, though. Like, I'm looking, I'm like, he ain't feeling this. You know what I mean? And we'll just go to the next one. I'll never force him to rap on something that I don't see where it's going.
I learned to be intentional. Like, when working with him, I'm like, yo, be intentional. You know, make sure that whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Let it mean something. Don't just go in here. Cause like you said, we both fathers and stuff like that. We both got jobs, personal everyday life. So when we get these 2-3 hours to actually lock in,
let's lock in.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's make this day count. Cause it might be 2 weeks until we can get in here again. So like, let's make this count. Let's get as much done as we can.
And not force nothing. Like,
don't force it if it ain't there.
We'll drink a beer, chop it up.
We'll chill, turn the game on something.
And that's a good thing about being friends. Like, we ain't gotta like be like, oh, we gotta get something done today. Like 9 times out of 10, we are gonna get something done. But like, if it ain't nothing there, it ain't nothing there. And I think with us doing the movie too, like we've been knowing the album for about what, 3 months, 4 months.
3 months before.
But we had to do the movie. So it's like.
Yeah, so who wrote the movie?
Eric Kinlock.
Shout out to Eric Kinlock.
Man. Who is that?
He from Greenville, man. Phenomenal screenwriter, man. We actually doing a TV show as well with him.
Okay.
So, man, phenomenal dude, man. He we had a meeting with him. We told him the idea. And, man, I'll tell you, he executed that thing,
Yeah,
man,
he
to
did.
a T.
We let him listen to the album and, like, you know
So
what I'm
he
saying?
can match it up.
Yeah, and he was just sitting there and he was just like, a couple days he had the screen, like he had it done like in a couple days, you know what I'm saying? I was like, that's
amazing, dude.
Fucked up is I listened to the album multiple times, and and I haven't seen the film yet because unfortunately I had to work that weekend when it came out.
It's out today, though.
Yeah,
it's out
Yeah,
today.
but I checked, I can't find it.
No, we'll give you the link as soon as it just came out like right before we walked in.
Oh, okay. Because I went to the website. I remember that Snook said, and I think you sent it as well. You said it as well. It comes out today, and I was like, I checked the website. It got the picture. I clicked it like 42 times.
Yeah.
The bitch wouldn't come up. I was like, shit. I'm trying to watch it before y'all get here. See what I'm saying?
I'm glad you wanted to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
but-
sure.
So who came up with the idea of putting it in the theater?
Man, that was another thing that we all like. Listen, it's not a singular person. I feel like
It's okay to take some credit. I ain't gonna tell
no.
nobody.
I mean,
I'll just play.
That's why I'm quiet, because I'm like,
nah. I mean,
He did head dive. That nigga over there.
no. Honestly, like again, we always trying to figure out how to level up. So it's things to where I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, we can do this, we can do that, and I'm, if Snook got an idea, if I got an idea, I run it by him.
yeah, we always run everything by each other collectively.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And we all was on the phone. Like it was me, Lux, Snook, and Black. It was like, what if we do this? Yeah, that sound dope. Can we do that?
Because
Like,
Black shot it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, shout out
So
my boy,
shout
yeah.
out to Black. Me and Black directed that.
Okay.
But me again, just not thinking, I'm a little open now, but now I'm like, yo, a movie theater.
What's
Like,
wrong with that?
Nah, I'm like, how?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
not thinking
Like,
how we
not,
could do it.
not that, like, what's wrong with it, but like, yo,
how do
how?
we pull that off?
You know what I'm saying? Because,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, yo, bro, how much this gonna cost? Can we even do that? Who do you call
It
to
don't
add,
always,
you know what I'm
you don't
saying?
always got to know the how if you got the what.
And I'm learning, and that's what I'm kind of learning. It's just like, yo, one thing that I learned from, him, Adam, Black, Snook, is like, anything is obtainable and possible. You just have to plan. You have to, you know what I'm saying, get the logistics, get everything, get everything in order and make it happen.
Yeah.
So, like, bro, we shot a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we shot
Niggas say we gonna make it's a movie when at the club. That's actually a movie.
Yeah, like,
Y'all
because
And we shot it out of town too. Like we had to go to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah,
And we had to get all these
full
people.
days, man.
When
Like,
y'all, was the host the showing at Camelot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Camelot
Okay,
and Greenville.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fire, though.
Shout out to the great
Yeah.
people at Camelot. They
Yeah,
was
how'd y'all
like,
pull that off?
they was dope.
man. I mean, literally like calling. We had some inside people who knew some people and who knew some people. That's why you nice to.
Yeah.
If you're nice to people, you build
Yeah, get a
relationships.
connection.
And shout out to Bree Cunningham. She works for us at 197.
Yeah.
She was like, I can make that happen. Don't worry about it. So we was like,
See?
all right.
That's love right there.
Yeah, I mean, and like, bro, everything we do, like, even like with the perfect villain, like finding that space and like, shout out to Jordan Easler at Speak Life Studios for letting us have the birthday celebration.
Okay. That's in Spartanburg?
Yes, in
Yes,
Spartanburg. That's what we
studio.
did. Some days are lucky. Everything has. A lot of the stuff has come from relationships. You know what I'm saying? Even like the actors that we had in the movie, everybody was like they would drive to Charlotte for 2 days to shoot a movie. You know what I'm saying? Nobody like outside of one person lived up there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You can't. It ain't like you got a $1 million budget.
Nah, it was
that's
all
love.
It was love,
Yeah,
man.
it was a lot of love, bro.
But it's relationship building, you know what I'm saying? Being genuine people, being good people, nice people, and people believing in what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So by us doing that, man, I think we got a lot of dreams and a lot of things we want to do. But I think people sometimes they'll like kill their own dreams.
Yeah, they'll
It's
talk
like-
themselves out of it when
Yeah.
you start.
Also, like, do you think they're afraid of it's gonna fail, or they just
Well,
don't know where to start?
Well, like
It's,
he just
it's
said,
the how.
Yeah, it's-
they
it's the
start-
how.
Worry about the how.
They start,
as long as the what is
but
what's
that's
in-
what
That's what a lot of people-
that's what
yeah.
kill a lot of people's like visions, because they start thinking how.
and it might be the people around, like, like, for instance, it may be like you want to go to UCLA or something like that, right? But like, say if your dad was like, nah, man, that's too far. You don't need to go out there. You need to go to Carolina or Clemson.
Right.
And now it's like, you put in your mind, that's too far. So your dream got killed from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
or how you gonna do that?
yeah,
you know
how
what
you
I'm
gonna do
saying?
that? Like, so with us, we say we're gonna do a movie. Like, all right, cool. What do we need? That's my main thing. So if he say he want to do something, you ain't got to sell me on a lot of stuff. What do you need? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can be like, I want to do an album that sounds like, like 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm like, all right, So what do you need? What do you need?
Yeah.
Just don't just talk to me about a bunch of stuff. Like, what do you need?
Yeah, come with a plan.
Yeah, I'm more of like an action person. Like you can pitch me something for 45 days, but if you ain't came with no action, it's like, all right, well, what you want to do?
I agree with that, but I do think you got to have the what to get to the how.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I agree with both of you. I can understand being like, that shit sounds impossible.
Yeah.
But then impossible, what my man Jay say, impossible, when you say difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week. Diamonds are forever.
Something like that, yeah.
I forgot exactly what he said, but
like
that's kind of my philosophy.
Yeah.
It might take me figuring out how.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get to the what. You know what I mean?
And that's what having a good team, man. Having a really good team. Like I said, we have a really great team. Shout out to Stacia Fields, Austin James, Snook, like everybody who contributed.
Who all is in
big
97?
Big winner.
Man, we
Ice
got
cold.
Ice cold. We got a great team of artists first. We got Wordplay Luck. We got Chemo, who's also a Greenville.
The light skin cat, right?
Yeah. We got Swank.
Another heavy hitter.
Yeah. We got Swank.
He just dropped a project with, it's got like
Flowers.
Yeah, flowers and shit on it.
Yeah, go stream that. Flowers.
Go stream that.
But yeah, we got Wordplay Luck, Swank. We got Chemo. Every Second is an R&B artist. He lives in DC now.
Yeah, he was on Love and Luxury.
Okay.
Of course, I'm an artist on the label as well.
Yes,
and
where you rap?
No, I sing.
Yeah.
Oh, you sing?
Yeah.
Jack of all trades. I'm telling you, man.
Okay.
Days on 85 on Apple Music, all streaming.
Okay.
Dive into it, bro.
I'm trying to get Saucelina in this chair.
Trying to get
Sauce.
No. Saucelina's not with Winner 97, but she's a friend of us. And
I thought she was y'all got a female in your group.
We got Swank.
Yeah, that's Swank.
Oh, with the upside down A is a V.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I apologize.
For the S.
There you go. Okay,
Nah, but we definitely rock with Saucelina heavy. She's on. She's
on Good, the bad, and the lucky.
Okay, I know I went crazy.
Yeah. And another dope rapper. Another dope rapper.
Super amazing. On the admin side, we got me, Snook, and Bree Cunningham. We're the owners of Winner 97. Okay. And then we have Stacia Fields. We have Austin James. It's an amazing group of people.
So you Snook,
Adam Black,
and
videographer,
the young lady named
Bree Cunningham.
Y'all like the equivalent of top, not to use the comparison, but y'all would be top dog for TDE?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you said Adam Black. So
and
I know
Adam Black.
Adam Black is the photographer, videographer, creative,
executive producer.
He got a lot of hats.
We about to get his album out too.
Yeah, coming soon.
Because I seen him. I think our first project I ever saw him do was the B-sides with Mo.
Okay.
And I liked how he did that. So I was like, okay, that's what's up. Okay.
Nah, man,
his photography is crazy.
Yeah.
He does everything. Like, one thing in Winner 97, we try to make sure we don't put anybody in a box, like you said. So Adam is an executive producer on every project that Luck just put out this last year. Swank's project. You know what I'm saying? We've done a lot of great work together. And that's like one of my best friends to this day. And man.
You gotta keep all that shit organized. That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. We all like each other.
Yeah,
we all like each other. We hop on a group call once a week. We get to know.
Really?
Yeah, and like everybody live in different places. Like Snook lives in LA, Bree lives in Atlanta. Every Second lives in DC. Like there's a few of us who live here in like the Greenville, Spartanburg area.
So how did y'all? I know, obviously, I know how y'all met now, but how did that come to, was that over time? Certain people's like, oh, you have this skill set. We're gonna bring you in. This person has this skill set. Like, how does that come to be?
Honestly, with Winner 97, me and Snook, that's like my best friend forever. Like we went to high school together, we went to college together, we moved to LA together. Okay. Like we always had this idea of doing like a management group because we felt like that was something that was in need for artists, you know what I'm saying? Because I've had managers to where it's like I didn't think they cared about me as a person. You know what I'm saying? They may have cared about my talent, but not me. So one day we were talking and I was just like, man, you should manage me. And we should start this Winner 97 group. He was like, I don't know nothing about management. I said, it don't matter. I said, we're going to do it. And he was like, yeah. So the next day we hopped on the phone with Bree and I said, because Bree was already doing stuff in the industry, you know what I mean? So I was like, she can handle a lot of the admin stuff, you know, like a lot of the paperwork stuff, the stuff that we don't know about right now. And they hopped on the phone and they meshed like they knew each other for years. And it was me, Bree, and Snook for about 2 months. And then people just started coming. You know what I'm saying? Like every second, Adam Black, Chemo, Swank, and you know what I'm saying, Stacia Fields, Austin James, and then, you know, Luck is our most recent.
So you're the newest.
Yeah, I'm the new guy.
Well, you got a few projects that I just been skimming through for the last few months. So
Yeah.
He the new guy, but he really ain't the new guy. It's like,
Yeah, I'm official.
Yeah,
officially.
Because some days are lucky and Perfect Villain. You wouldn't even know.
I wasn't on the 97.
So that's based on the personal relationship. Okay. So, okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah. But to answer your question though, man, like we keep it all together because we genuinely like each other. Like we all are not only super talented, but really good people. Yeah, and that's the main thing.
We do like team outings, whenever, when Snook get to come home, from LA.
Here, what, 2 weeks ago?
For the movie premiere.
So, we try to do like, dinners and, you know what I'm saying?
So y'all do team building shit that's real team building, not the mandatory shit like it work.
We a family, we're really family. Like, when people say like they want it to feel like a family, like you get a job, it's like it's family here. It's
I was in the Navy, dog. We had mandatory fun days, which is basically bring your ass to this picnic or you in trouble.
Nah, we genuinely like each other. Like him and Chemo, they showed up to Swank's listening ride. Like everybody's like,
wait, a listening ride.
So we did a listening party for Swank, but it was a car test ride.
Yeah.
So we rented a car. We got everybody to come in the car. And not everybody at the same time, but we did like 5 or 6 different rides where we pick you up and we'll let you hear the album.
Yep.
You did like DJ Khaled did. Was it DJ Khaled? Somebody was doing it, was picking people up in.
I know they did
a Rolls Royce or a Maybach. The one he got
like Rap Radar or something.
Something like that.
Elliot Wilson.
My bad. It was an interview, not a. That's different.
Yeah, I seen him. He did it with Nipsey, man. Rest in peace.
That shit hard. Nipsey. But I like that even better. I listen because that's when people, to me, listen to music the most in the car.
Yeah,
you're not in the club 24/7.
And that was a super. Like I said, experience. Like we try to create experiences. That was dope. We riding through Greenville, through downtown in the city. Listening to this dope project that she dropped, and like it was just a vibe.
And she got to explain each record. She in the car with you, so she explaining each record.
Her driving and explaining her own shit.
Nah, she was. I was driving. I was driving. But like we try to think about how to level up and be like, okay, let's give people an experience because like. I don't remember what roller coaster I rode when I went to Disney World for the first time.
Right.
But I remember going to Disney World for the first time.
I've been 3 times.
Right. But it's the experience. It's the experience. It's not necessarily like sometimes I think people just bypass the experience and we want people to feel the expexperiences. You know what I'm saying? You go to a wedding, you do that one time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, make sure you
maybe
do
3 times.
Well, you do it one time, you're supposed to do it one time.
You're supposed to do it one time, but
we got 3 or 4. We just base everything off experiences, man. Trying to give people a good time. Like I said, we pride ourselves on being really good people.
Yeah.
Like I could care less how talented somebody is if they're not a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
I don't want to work with you.
Nah,
like, if I can't vibe with you, if I can't vibe with you, bro, I don't want to work with you.
Everybody in 197, man, is like genuine good people. You know what I'm saying? Like we enjoy talking to each other, laughing with each other. Half time we on them calls, we don't talk about music. We're just talking about.
Supposed to.
No, we just like how your day going, and we'll make jokes and we'll laugh about stuff, and like it's a real family, man. And we want to keep building. And right now we have a strong core of 10, and
that's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, but realistically, and like you got to think. I was there when it was just me and Snook, and it was me, Snook, and Bree. So it's like the group chat doesn't really. Oh my gosh, like
that shit thick.
It's real thick. So
everybody's like responsible. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you have to really check in on people. Hey, make sure you doing this, like, you know what I'm saying? If we have a task or something that we're trying to do, everybody, whatever the part is in it, you really don't have to go in and check back in. We get it done. So I think personally that makes it a little bit easier to deal with and handle, but I just feel like, Days and Snook, they've had their fair share of like, industry life and stuff, in those circles and things. So they have so much information and like, they had to, I guess crawl so we can, walk and run. Yeah. They had to kind of go through some of the BS and they just brought back the knowledge, on this side. So now, like, bro, like, sometimes, like, people would hit me up on Instagram, like, hey, I want to do this. Man, I screenshot that shit, send it to Snook. And I'm like, hey, bro, what is this? How do you feel about this? And he hit me back like, oh, I got a dude that really works at RCA and, like, this is fake or this is something. You know, so it's just like, man, it's just a relief to not get, you know what I'm saying, scammed and, you know what I'm saying, just all over the place trying to get got and all that,
bro.
man.
Like, you
it's
like,
crazy.
like that. Who the fuck is this nigga Skillet?
It be a lot of people who be like from Atlantic Records. You know what I'm saying? You like, this dude don't work at Atlantic Records. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They try to get money off.
Nah, what is this? Oh, you wanted to put me on your radio? It was just like, man, you probably never know if you on that radio. Yeah. And like, I've seen this before. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it just feels good that I'm able to send stuff to Snook like that. Or I could say, hey, you know, holla at my manager, you know, if you serious, and, you know, we can go from there. It just takes that stress off of me, so like I can really focus on, you know, just the creation side of it, you know. And like I bug him all the time, you know. I ask him questions about certain things, and you know, they're unselfish, you know what I'm saying, with the information, like, you know. So it's like,
so what took you so long to get on the team then, if y'all's already had the chemistry?
Nah, I mean, honestly, it wasn't about luck and I, you know what I'm saying? Because it was always that. It's just making sure, like, one thing as a manager, like with Snook, making sure no one gets left behind, making sure everyone gets equal treatment, you know what I'm saying? Gotcha. So if you got 4 or 5 people, right, that you're already managing, it's like, you have to be realistic and be like, can I take on another person?
Right. If you can't, be honest with yourself.
Yeah. So I think we just had to get more we literally had to get more admin people behind the scenes to help, you know, in that situation. So therefore, if Swank is doing something, Keem is doing something, I'm doing something, every second doing something, Lux is doing something, we all have people who we can lean on. Right. You know what I'm saying?
You go, hey, I need contact information or blah, blah, blah.
Facts. So I think it wasn't necessarily that. It was just making sure the timing was right. Okay.
I was the Green Ranger for a minute.
Hey, that's my favorite Ranger.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like for a little minute, I was, you know, I was there when I pull up when need be or whatever, you know. And then I just officially, you know, I became the White Ranger. You know what I'm saying?
But we just make sure nobody gets like. We never want to bring, like, cause you can bring a bunch of people on at one time, and then somebody's like, I don't get enough attention, or so, and we never want that. Like, we want everyone to feel like their albums and their projects matter. We've literally dropped Swank dropped a project this year. Chemo dropped a project this year. Lux dropped a project. Well, I mean, when I say this year, this calendar year, like since
calendar year, not fiscal year. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because fiscal year, he's dropped 3. Swank dropped 2. Chemo dropped 2.
Yeah,
I'm at the check out Chemo just for the fact I like his artwork.
Treat yourself, man. Like, you know, he from Greenville, and you know what I'm saying, like, really one of the top guys. You know what I'm saying, that's really out here doing it, and like he always posts self-sufficient, but like he's like very, very, you know, he produces, you know, all that. So it's dope. And like, and like Swank is like, I love everything about Swank. That's my dog. And just her talent, bro, she can out rap.
I'm gonna put you on the spot there. Out of all the artists in Winter '97, who's your favorite outside of yourself?
I love, it's different.
Nah,
like, everything different. I can't pick one because everybody they all do different things that I love. Like Swank, I love her. She's very animated. Okay. And things like that. I love how she takes, like, I don't know how her hair is gonna look from day to day. You know what I'm saying? And it's just her whole aura and everything about her.
She's a star.
She's a star, and like she puts all that into her music. And like Chemo is more so like how I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like I'm gonna show you how good I am at rapping. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But then I've seen him evolve, you know what I'm saying, start stretching his voice
as overall artist.
As an overall artist, and I love that every second. You know, he's just a pure just R&B sensation, you know what I'm saying? Just that sound. Days from just where he started from to now is just like, bro, I'm like a huge fan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say who the favorite because like they all do different things that I love. So I'm
gonna ask you then, see if you like.
I definitely don't have a favorite.
Y'all got some good public. What's the shit called? Public relations traits.
No, I mean, for me personally, I love seeing them grow, man. Like I said, I worked on all of their albums, and I was there with every second when we was doing the Escape album, and I'm like, bro, this dude's amazing. Me and Chemo got a project called Season 4 together. That's how we got to know each other, and I was there doing the process of sagas and just seeing this dude grow so much. And then with Swank, you know, putting out Mood Tape Volume 1 and putting out Finding Swank in the same year. Like, I was just like, man, like, she's so amazing, bro. Like, she can do anything.
She can do anything. Like, for real, like, Swank is...
Like, she can do anything.
She's different. She's different.
I believe if you asked her to break dance, she would be the best break dance in the world.
I'm going to have to check out there.
You know
I keep seeing her name. I seen the chemo. Like I said, I think I haven't heard his music, but I like the creativity in his album cover. That's cool as fuck. It's colorful. It looked like a beautiful version of the Dirty Sprite album cover. Not the album itself, but like the colors.
Yeah. That's a great...
You know what I mean? I don't know if that made sense.
No, I can see that. I can see that.
Artsy. Yeah. And he's super intentional, like, when it comes to like his artwork matching the album and making sure you catch a feel. Like, I would say that about everybody on the team. Like, everyone is like so intentional about what they want to do, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not just putting out music or just...
Because it's cool to do,
it's like we're having real conversations. Like when Swank was on her album, we got on the phone, me, Black, Snook, and Swank, and she had a synopsis of what the album was going to be about
before she even wrote
any song was done. Oof. She said, "I want the album to be about this. I want people to feel this. This is the colors that I feel when I'm hearing these songs. You know what I'm saying? Like emotions, right? Yeah. And so." I'm like, man, like she coming super prepared. Like, you know, of course with Luck, same thing. It's like he know what he want. And no one is, like I said, it's hard to pick a favorite because everyone is so on top of what they do. It's like having a dream team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like whoever turn it is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is just, okay, this is the person that we're focusing on. This is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's no egos, man.
It's like the Avengers for real.
It sounds like y'all got a team of LeBrons, like, but like everybody seems like they can pass, shoot. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of everything.
And everybody knows how to get out of the way of the next person.
You know how to get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's no egos, man. Like as excited I be for my projects, I'm the same way when anybody else on the team drop. You know, I'm excited. I'm sharing. I'm posting. You know, now today is all about them. I'm not posting nothing else that got anything to do with me. Like this is your day. This is your week. This is your weekend. Whatever you need. Yeah. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's why we're so
that's fire though.
Like successful in when we do things was because everybody is like, okay. This is what we're doing. And everybody is just
they on it.
And like I said, the main thing, we all like each other, we all love each other. Yeah. We all are rooting for each other. Like even if Luck came tomorrow, I was like, bro, I don't want to be in Winter 97 no more. That wouldn't stop my love and admiration for this man. Because I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, we brothers. Like, doing business, that's a plus. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who we do business with, that's a plus. I actually love every single person who on the team. So if this was just a stepping stone for them to get to the next part, that's a plus. You know what I'm saying? We rooting for you. You probably won't find a group of people who will root for, you know, the next person as much as us. Like, we just have, like, great people. And I think when people get around us, I think they really feel that energy. You know what I'm saying? And we like to keep that going, man, because realistically, you only live one time. So,
that's what they say.
You know, you only, that's what they say. You only live one time. So it's like, enjoy it, be nice to people, be good to people. And, man, you know, meet your potential. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing too. Like, we're gonna make sure you maximize your potential. Like, like you ain't get no downtime to be like, if you do something wrong, we're gonna let you know you're doing something wrong too. Cause it's like brothers and sisters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have two other brothers. So they let me know when I was doing something wrong. They hey, you messing up.
Like, you tripping. Brother,
we ain't got a lot of that going on, but it's just like, you know, in general, like, it's like, hey man, you could have did this better. You could have did this. And we all are really good at, like, you know, taking advice from each other. I mean, of course you have a hierarchy as far as positions, but it's like everybody's across even on the board.
Right. It's different positions, but it's not I'm over you, you over. Yeah, it's just this is my responsibility. This is your responsibility.
Yeah, like we don't, like how I put it, like we all work with each other. Like nobody works for nobody. We work with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at any
how
point,
can I help you in what you need to get done?
Right.
How can I facilitate? How can I be a tool or whatever, you know?
And we've been highly successful. I feel like not just in like numbers or like monetary success, but like as far as like anytime you can build relationships, long lasting relationships, that's success. Yeah. So like with Luck and Swank, you know, building over this last year, like she's hopping on his his project. You know what I'm saying? She's been on Keem's project. Keem is on his project. He's on Keem's project. But
you're supposed to, though, especially it's still competitive.
Yeah.
In a good way, I would think.
No, like listen, like it's
nobody. That's the thing. Like when it's time to work, ain't nobody playing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna give you the best that I got.
He can't come slacking when it come on that swing record. You know what I'm saying? Or that keyboard record. Like
you can't do that.
Yeah, but I like that because that allows Swanks fans to hear what you do and vice versa. It's almost like cross branding, but like in-house cross branding.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. And honestly, I tell people all the time, we are a management group. It's not a record label.
Okay.
It's a management group. We move as if we're a record label because that's how much we are around each other. Yeah. But think about it, it's like Scooter Braun. Yeah. Like he's a manager, right? Yeah. But he may manage Justin Bieber and whoever else. Right. That don't mean they have to be cool with each other. No. But that's how we do it.
Yeah,
y'all
actually cool.
Yeah, we just cool.
And we actually, because we're still a family, you know what I'm saying? And of course we want to have different divisions. We're starting Winter 97 Films. That's why we did the movie. So Eric Kinlock is going to be one of the first people on Winter 97 Films writing for us and producing. And of course, we'll have Adam Black and myself over that division. We want to start Winter 97 Sports. We want to go.
That's an exclusive right there because I ain't know that.
Listen,
so how's that supposed to work?
Yeah, I like that.
As far as athletes?
I like
so
that.
You think Rock Nation.
Okay.
Right. Rock Nation has a label. They have a management group. They have athletes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to get agents eventually. Like, this is all like what we dreaming
this ain't
about.
tomorrow. Okay. I got
No.
I like, damn, tomorrow?
No.
Okay.
Again, like.
Can I have one of them beers since you ain't going to drink them?
Man, I'm over here. I'm so locked into the conversation. I'm going to take one home.
I ain't want to interrupt this.
No, go do your thing. I'm taking this one with me. If you don't mind, sir.
Absolutely not. That's fine with me.
Nah, I'm locked in.
But we just got dreams for expanding Winter 97. You know what I'm saying? Like Winter 97 events. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that you can do under the umbrella of like entertainment, we want to do. Okay. Anything. Like,
so how do y'all monetize all this? Don't give me numbers literally, but just how have y'all had the opportunity to monetize in the way y'all want? Obviously, I'm sure y'all made money from the movie premiere, but how do you monetize on the grand scheme, I guess, so to speak?
So, I mean, as a startup business, you're gonna take
first 3 years, they typically fail.
Yeah, we've been in business for 2 years.
No, and I know I can see y'all will not be failing.
No.
But y'all also work real jobs. Like you work at don't tell me where you work, but what kind of job do you do?
Entertainment. I'm in entertainment.
You only do entertainment?
Yeah.
Can I get a job? I'm in the wrong real field.
But realistically, to be honest with you, like figuring out that that's why we have people who do the finances, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, we spending a lot of money to do things. Course, like sometimes the break even is a W, you know what I'm saying? So, so right now we're just trying to put ourselves in positions to, like you said, monetize a little bit more, make more money, put more money in our artists' pockets, afford them opportunities. And that's what building the name, building a brand, right? So even when we were doing the brunches were free. You come to them, we invite you, it's free. So, but the movie premiere was a paid event. That was our first paid event.
But there's really nothing wrong with that either.
No,
y'all charging money. It ain't like y'all was like, we charge you to come drink water in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like it's an actual event. It's an actual movie.
And the thing is, like, the product that you get and that you're paying for, like, you leave the place like, I'm glad that I
I was mad I didn't get to go.
Listen, a lot of people hit me last day just like, man, y'all sold out.
You should have had some standing room tickets. Well, I had to work, but I'm just saying.
But like, that was a great feeling, like even for the premiere, like, we sold out in like 3 days. 4 days.
To this day, I've never met Snoop. He shot me a DM, was like, yo, want to let you know tickets going on sale. I was excited. Then I found out I had to fucking work. So I was like,
man, they were going, bro.
It went from however many we had, like that number got cut in half like within hours. So it was, and like I said again, it just let me see just like, okay, like
they fuck with
you. They really
it's supply and demand, right? It's supply and demand. If you keep putting out good product and like you said, you building a brand. So like if you think about like a brand like McDonald's or Nike, right? And of course these are huge brands, Apple, right? They can charge what they charge now because
they started just like that sign behind you.
Yeah, you know somebody's
living room.
Right. And so like even Winter 97, like bro, like
what does that stand for anyway? I was wanting to ask, but when it's such a good conversation, I ain't want to interrupt. What does that mean?
So Winter 97, actually me and Snook been teetering with that name for about maybe like 10 or so years. We both enjoyed the cold months of winter. 1997 was a great year for music. And for entertainment.
Okay.
So when you go back and like the vibe, I was in 97, I was 6. He was 7.
I was 13.
And
13.
Yeah, so I like at that time, like one day we was having a conversation.
Okay.
And it was an Erykah Badu song playing. And I can't remember the song right now. I apologize, but
Tyrone?
Nah, it wasn't one of the.
Okay.
It wasn't one of the bigger.
One of the B-sides.
Yeah, it was one of the B-sides. But I was like, man, this feel like Winter '97, and it just felt good. Like when we said it was like, oh, that sounds like a dope name.
It's fly, yeah.
And shout out to my man Adrian Meadows. He did the logo for us. A great artist, art. He did the artwork for Some Days Are Lucky
and the Good,
the Bad, and Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we just came up with a dope name. It stuck. None of us was born in 1997.
Clearly.
But, yeah, but yeah, it just, we both loved the cold months, and that year, you know, just felt good to us. And like the music we was making at the time felt like Winter '97 music, meaning it was like, felt good, like a ride home. You know, in the cold months, it get dark early.
Definitely.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So, like the 90s was already great. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
Imagine thinking about if you love the cold and then you love the 90s.
I'm a December baby, so
there you go. Boom. So it's like Winter '97 is for all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so where you get your rap name from, sir?
Talking about you talking about my rap name?
Yeah. What's your real name?
My real name is Lamar.
Okay, so where'd you get Wordplay Lucky?
I got my last name was originally Lucky, Luckey though.
Okay.
So I got my name changed to my father's name, Reyes, before I got married. So now my name is Lamar Reyes, but I still keep, Luck is my that's how everybody know. My mama called me Luck sometimes. So it's like it's stuck. Man, honestly, like I said, it ain't a crazy, story, but I was trying to put something on. This is back when Spinrilla was out, like mixtapes and stuff like that. And the name Luck was taken. And it was a guy that I was, I think he was trying to help me put the tape out on Spinrilla. And he was like, man, you do got wordplay, man. You should, should do Wordplay Luck or something, just to put it out, just so people can get it. And it just stuck, and I guess, that, and how I rap and stuff, it just always mess. So now it's just Wordplay Luck. Okay. Yeah.
Because y'all putting out quality, and when I say commercial, I don't mean that as an insult.
No, I understand.
It's quality commercial music in the sense of it can be played on the radio, but it's not not commercial in the sense of just some bullshit. Or it's catchy. It's quality commercial. I don't know any other way to really. I don't know if that made any sense.
Nah, it do, because it's like we love the upstate, we love our city, we love.
But it don't even sound like it's from here.
But we try, because what we're trying to do is make music that can touch all regions. Like anybody could really vibe to this. That's always the goal, is to make the best music that we could possibly make. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Like I said, that's just the goal, just to make great music. Just to make dope music, dope vibes, something that I like listening to, you know what I mean? And I'm a hard critic, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very tough on myself, you know what I'm saying, as far as being a perfectionist. So if I like it, somebody else probably gonna love it,
So what do you listen to when you're not listening to yourself? I mean, I'm sure you don't listen to yourself all day long, but what do you typically listen to by yourself?
By myself, R&B.
Which artists?
Honestly, man, just I like old school R&B, you know what I'm saying, 90s, early 2000 R&B. If not, J. Cole is my favorite rapper ever. I'll die on that hill that he's one of the best rappers ever.
Rapper.
I got you. You know what I'm saying? On the hip hop side, when I'm not listening to R&B, J. Cole definitely, Kendrick definitely, Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Some old Wayne.
Are there any artists you listening to that are obviously signed, so to speak, but aren't
not those type of
it's not in the front?
Yeah, I like Lil Baby. I listen to Lil Baby. I like Young Thug. I like Dirk, Drake, of course, he's fucking Drake.
But do you listen to, okay, let me ask you this then. Do you listen to any And when I say local, I don't mean it in a disrespect. Do you listen to any artists in this area, upstate?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what you.
Yeah,
okay.
That's pretty much all I listen to be honest.
Really? like honestly, like
it's so much talent, bro. Like
I listen.
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, on that level, I was going broad, but I listen to him all the time.
I listen your camp.
Oh man, it's so many talented people.
I listen to him. You know, Swank Kimo. I gotta say them. Shout out my boy Zabo Gotti. I definitely listen to him a lot. Shout out my boy Play. I listen to him. Another dope lyricist. I don't want to forget nobody. Respect the Salute. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Two of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying, out here. And like I said, you know, I don't want to miss nobody.
No, it's all good. Just,
you know, those are just a couple of the names that off top. You know what I'm saying? Days. You know, like I'm a fan of these guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge fan of his music. You know what I mean? It's just with me, like I said, I hear a lot of music. Like being wordplay luck has its bells and whistles because I get so much exclusive music. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like my notes in my phone.
They respect your pen.
Yeah, so you know they like, hey, look what you think. So I have so much unreleased music from like some of my favorite artists in this area. You know, right? Yeah. So that's just dope, man. And but like for me, like I don't know, man. I just like listening to like lo-fi stuff, you know, because it calms my anxiety and all that. So you know, I just like just listening to like maybe some mellow shit a lot of the time.
What do you listen to on the commercial side, and what do you listen to on the local side?
I mean, pretty much anything. I grew up in a house of where we listened to anything from like gospel to like country,
bluegrass,
hip hop, R&B. No, for real, like, cause like my oldest brother, like I was telling you about, man, like he got me into so much like John Mayer early. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see.
Like I'm talking about like John Mayer to this day is one of my favorite artists to listen to because his voice and his tone, music, quality, bro. But my brother would listen to John Mayer and then put on Master P like right after, and then put on Rome. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll put on Fred Hammond. You feel me? And then like, you know, I grew up in the '90s, so Disney Channel music. You know what I'm saying? But at the current moment, I'm really like I be locked into R&B. He know like you get in the car with me. If you don't like R&B, don't get in the car. But like Brandy is my favorite artist of all time.
For real? Yeah. Why Brandy?
She's amazing.
Brandy or Monica?
Brandy.
Talent, not music.
Brandy.
You think she got a better voice than Monica?
Yes. Absolutely.
I have to respectfully disagree.
And respectfully to Monica, because Monica is amazing.
I think Monica's voice is strong.
There's nobody that you can name that I'm going to choose over Brandy.
Fair enough. Okay, so I meant to ask you as well, where you get your name from?
Days on 85 came from...
I get to 85, but like, what made you say that name?
Yeah, so me and one of my buddies, his name is Kay Austin, and we did a project together, and we went down to Atlanta. We was driving back and forth to Atlanta working on this project, and Noble Sounds, he had sent us a beat, and it was called like 85 Days or something like that. And when we got down there, we was like, bro, we like that name to that beat. And he was like, yeah, y'all boys been spending Days on 85. Okay. It was something to that degree. And we was like, we gonna name the album Days on 85 because we was spending days on 85. Right, like literally back and forth. And so we dropped the project. And then I had a manager at the time, and he was like, I had a different name I was going by. He was like, you should use that Days on 85 as your name.
What was your old name?
Ramiro Chavez, which is my name. Yeah. Okay, so he was like, you should use that name because at the time, you know, you had Party Next Door, Pink Sweats, all these guys with their name spoke like The Weeknd. Their name speaks for them before they walk. You don't know if it's a band or if it's a
right.
You know what I'm saying? It
does sound like a group.
Yeah, but the branding of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like even like Kiss or like AC/DC, like the branding of it. You like, okay, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I thought about it and I was like, that's a great thing. I spoke to Kay about it. He was like, you should do it. And since I did it, I think it's easier to pronounce. Nobody mispronounce your name.
Yeah, you ain't gonna forget that.
Nah. And it has a story to it, like, because I feel like all of us who chase our dreams, we spend days on 85. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like whether you going to the airport in Atlanta or Charlotte, or you going there for sessions, you going there for work, you know what I mean, to work a regular job or to work in a studio, whatever, you spending days on 85.
Yeah. His story behind his name is way more more interesting than mine, right?
My name behind my nickname is boring as fuck too. So
And listen, side note, because we were talking about local artists, one of my favorite artists to listen to is Isaiah Haran. He's from here in Greenville. He sings.
I've heard that name. I don't know. I've heard his music, but I don't know it like I can recall it. But I've heard his music because that name sounds super familiar. Probably the most talented person, and this is no slight to anybody I've worked with. He's the most talented person I've ever been in a room with. What, he plays instruments as well as he does every single thing that you can do. Okay. He can write the song, he can produce the song, he can play every instrument, he can hum. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, like that's the song, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he's just so talented. I wanted to give him his flowers, man, because he's just an incredible artist. I've had me on. I don't know. Yeah, I've had the pleasure to work with him early on. Super familiar. Yeah, he's from Greenville. Typically. He'd be on like keys or whatever and stuff like that. He plays drums. Drums is his main instrument. But when I tell you, he's like the most talented person that you sit in a room with him and say wow out loud. You know what I'm saying? Like you say wow out loud. So I do. I think it's amazing talent around here. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you said it earlier, but when people say it don't sound like it's from here, I be like, this is what from here is supposed to, like it sounds like. It's just because there's so many talented artists that people just haven't tapped into. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's because of reach or whether it's because of visibility, right? You know what I'm saying? Because
it's way more than what it used to be like 10 years ago. You know, you'll have a couple out the patch, but now it's a plethora of people that are making dope music around here.
And people may just not know them because it's like, okay, if you live in Greenville, you may not know the person who's making music in, you know, Spartanburg.
How do we change that specifically for the upstate?
Well, I mean, it's so much music coming out, right? So it's like a lot of music, it's oversaturated with like in the world because so many songs come out.
It's not just upstate.
So it's like, honestly, it's hard to stand out making music because there's so many artists. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can buy a laptop and make music. Yeah. So
it's that easy.
Honestly, it's visibility. You know what I'm saying? Getting out there, being seen more. You know, doing stuff like this. You know, having conversations. You know what I mean? And just getting out there. I don't think it's a fix that we can fix in one motion. Of course, but I think South Carolina has a lot of amazing talent. North Carolina has a lot of amazing talent. Georgia, not just Atlanta, has a lot of amazing talent.
We ain't worried about them.
You know what I'm saying? Upstate. Oh yeah. I mean, but it's just so many people, man. Like you gotta think. Like I mean, you grew up in Inman, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
Inman. I've heard the name of it.
It's in Spartanburg County.
It's like Spartanburg County. Yeah.
But yeah, like
not Duncan, is it?
I went to school in Duncan, right? So if I went to school in Duncan, it might be somebody who'd be like, "Oh, ain't no producers in Duncan."
So you went to Burns?
Yeah, I went to Burns.
Okay. So where you go to school at?
I went to Dorman.
Oh, because that's even further out. Okay.
Yeah, but it's people who may think like, oh, ain't no talent in Duncan. Yeah. And it's like, it's a bunch of talent in Duncan. It's a lot of talent in Duncan. It's a lot of talent in Spartanburg. It's a lot of talent on one street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
and on 85.
It's a lot of talent off 85.
A whole lot of talent on 85.
That's why I just like to tell people like, man, there's so much talent from not just a musical perspective, but like doing stuff like this podcast and then
you can't consume it all. You kind of just get like happen to okay, dang, I connected with this guy. Oh, you do music? Okay, that's why I try to give everybody a chance now. Like if you tell me you got music and you send me your links and stuff, I'm gonna give it a fair chance. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, you'll miss out.
You never know
because you might look at this person like, oh, he only got 100 followers, and you know what I mean. You might look at that, he ain't popping, but he has amazing music or she has amazing music. So you got to give people a fair chance.
The greatest musician might be working at 7-Eleven right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, especially in today's time.
And you never know.
He humming right now, cleaning the bathroom.
Killing that shit.
Killing that bitch.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You never know who can be, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I met a dude when we went to the studio last weekend. Shout out G-Stat, man. I listened to his project, man, and
is it good?
He's a dope rapper. What
kind of style he got? Like what?
He got like a J. Cole, Wale. I love you know what I'm saying? He got one of those type of styles, man. Like really dope. I was really impressed with his, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like you got to give people a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Kanye was working at the Gap.
Come on,
at
man.
one point.
So he seemed like a nigga who would work at the Gap. But anyway.
No, I'm just saying. But you got to think if somebody was like, "Oh, this dude work at the Gap, he can't make beats." It's like,
right. But it is hard to filter between because, like you said, and we all know, there's a laptop right here to my left. Y'all right. It's just about anybody can. Not saying it would be good, but just about anybody can at least pad out a couple of patterns and they got a drum, a kick, maybe some bullshit harmony. So it's hard to filter through all that.
Nah, it is. Like sometimes when you say, yo, yeah, I do music, people give you the like they give you the roll their eyes and stuff like that. And like I get it because like you say, there's a lot of you know,
just because you do it don't mean you do it well.
That's why the visibility is good. Because now if I can see it, I'm like, oh, like you can find a lot of music by in passing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't listen to the radio anymore. I listen to recommended music.
Yep.
Or something I stumble upon, like in a store, I'm going to get some J's or some shit like that in the background. I don't listen to the radio.
And how Apple Music does it now, like if you listen to Wordplay Luck, if you get to the end of his album, somebody else in the area play.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so it's like how they do that now. Like I've found a lot of artists in that way. You know, like I'm like, oh, who is this? Or like just pulling up to events and just meeting people. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out to Carolina Beats. He's a amazing producer. Shout out to Taj Torrance. Amazing producers. And, you know, they're both around here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot more, too. You know what I'm saying? But, like, shout out to these guys, man, because it's hard to be around here and be creative.
It's really hard. Because it's really hard to stand out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of people that's good, and it's just like, it's so much at one time. Like, I'm a person that I like to, like, really get engulfed into the music. I don't want to just listen to it one day. Because you can't form a great opinion off of maybe one listen. But by the time you listen to that project, man, they done drop about 30 other songs. You know what I'm saying? So I just take my time. Like I get to it when I get to it. You know what I mean? Like I take my time because I want to enjoy it. I don't want to listen to music just to post an opinion about it or something. I want to actually enjoy it and like try to understand like where this person was coming from. So, because that's how I want people to do with me. When I shoot you a link, bro, please give me a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with y'all. I used to feel that way. Like me and my right hand man Rod, like we was a duo. We used to rap, and we would feel like they wouldn't give us props when we would perform, but we get done, we walk. This is like way early 2000s. We come outside, we smoking the blunt, smoke whatever we did at the time. And man, that shit was fine. I'm like, why y'all niggas in? All you doing just
see? I love that though.
Why you couldn't clap when I was inside?
I don't get mad at that at all because it's like they supposed to do that.
Yeah, but see, I know how that felt. That made me more receptive now to indie artists. Instead of, not that I ever shit on people, but just that let me know, like, I know what it feel like to not be given a fair shake. Like what you said, you want somebody to not just throw your disc out the window.
No, for sure. You know? But like I used to like that. I don't know, it's a weird thing. I used to like when people just like, man, who is this tall black ass nigga on the stage? Who is this? And then I'm like, all right, watch. And I'm rocking it. And then I'm looking in the crowd and I'm seeing people like, next thing you know, people coming. I like that. I kind of like the underdog status at the time because it's just like, okay, I know what I'm about to do.
So I ain't like the kudos in private. Don't give me a high five in private. If you liked it, I ain't saying you got to throw your panties on the stage, but like, goddamn, you could have said, good job.
Yeah, good job or something. Yeah.
Something.
I think the narrative has changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
You get the core following like that though. Like when they don't believe you or don't believe that you're good, and then you prove that you're good. That's a core follower now. Like that's why I like it. Like somebody like, yo, I do music. Oh man, how many people done in my DMs talking about, man, yo, bro, I thought you was trash when you first like told me you rapping. Like I thought you was just like these other guys.
Saturation.
But yo, I listened to this, man, and this is crazy. And now they locked in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the slow route. But like every supporter and fan that I get is core. That still listens.
And I
to
think a lot
day.
of the artists around here too have been showing like a lot more love to each other. You know what I'm saying?
For
Like
sure.
shout out to Max Goods, man. I
That's
don't know if you
my
know Max.
dog. Yeah, Max Goods.
Man, Max is one of the most talented people around here as well.
He's a star.
Star, yeah.
He's a star too.
But I went to a Max show at the radio room.
Okay.
And I'm there and I'm just playing it. I'm in the back. I'm just chilling. And this man performed Hot Sauce. And I'm looking and I'm like, man, this dude got the whole crowd not only rocking, but they saying the words.
Oh, so they know, they fucking with it.
Yeah, they know it.
And I'm like, and I was like, I'm not one of them people who gonna pull my phone out every time and like.
Nah, I don't either. I
want to enjoy the moment. So I'm watching. I'm like, man, this dude is a star. And not only that, it was just like the way he commanded the stage. like his presence there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more than just rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Control the crowd.
Yeah, and it's like when I look at stuff like that, that makes me like so happy. You know what I'm saying? You know, and at the time I didn't even know him that well. Like we really good friends now, but like I didn't know him that well, and I remember the first conversation we had, I told him, I was like, bro, you're amazing. You know what I'm saying? I don't shy away from that. Like, if I feel like you're amazing.
I'm going to give you props, get your props. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we start normalizing that, like, I don't want to complain about it. I just more so like.
What, normalize giving props or?
Normalize giving props, normalizing, like you were just saying, like, not necessarily like holding your applause for me in private, but like giving it to him, like.
That's what this is.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, by us, you know, doing our part, that's gonna help everybody. Because when people, stuff is contagious, you know what I'm saying? If they get it right, they be like, bro was a genuine person. And now it's like they start to feel that, right? So I feel like with the artists in the area, and not just in the area, but like in the whole state of South Carolina, we have a lot to look forward to, a lot to root for. And it don't take just one person to get on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's great. But it's like, man, listen, let's root for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody's dope, they dope. You know what I'm saying? We building, like, saying somebody else is good, don't take away from yourself.
No, at all.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we do it all the time.
That shit crazy, bro. Like, you can't give somebody they flowers thinking that it's going to take away from you. That's crazy.
No,
I don't understand that.
I got a whole other podcast that's totally separate from this. You don't even see my face on this one.
Yeah.
And I don't care because I'm cool with, not legitimized, that's not the right word. I'm gonna just say, giving people their flowers.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know that you created with him these phenomenal albums that I've been jamming to.
I could have came by myself.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
but I'm glad you brought him.
Like that, you know, but
that's,
that's just the that's just the, if I was that type of person, I'd just come here and get all, you know, me. But nah, bro, like I wouldn't
see, that goes into what I was just saying. Like, you may not even know.
Yeah, but
like,
I'm glad that I got talent, to meet both of y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about a lot of people I see. I'm like, man, like, oh, this dude, he sing, he rap, she produces. Okay, like it's so much talent, bro. And I wish that we were to spotlight that a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? As an overall people, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the people look like us, obviously. So
get the people they love, get the respect. Like I said, you know, this is my guy. It don't take nothing away from him and what he can do. It don't take nothing away from me. But then when we come together, we fuse together.
Like Voltron.
Like Voltron.
It's the Avengers,
you know
I'm
what I'm
telling
saying?
you.
The Avengers, like, it's yo, we powerful together when, you know what I'm saying? You put both our creativity together. Look what we can do. Like, I want us to be the example. You know what I'm saying? I want us to be the example. Like, look, this is what happened when you get two people that's super creative to
that's all it takes.
The mesh, you know what I'm saying?
And we sharing it, like, you know what I'm saying, like with the features and everything like that. We haven't had duplicate features on any of the projects.
Yeah, and we reach out to artists that we haven't worked with before for features.
Is that intentional though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
because if you like, for us, it's like, who haven't we worked with? Who we want to work with? Right?
Who do you think is dope?
Sometimes you're like, oh, I want to do a record with this, but like, oh, you just did that with that person. Let's do something else with somebody else. So therefore, like I said, we sharing that sharing that moment.
Know, it's just like, you know, you follow, you know, you run to the same people all the time. You know, like, I got to connect with this dude. Hey, bro, let me get a feature. Like, not work with somebody else because they might bring something out of you that you never.
And vice versa.
Yeah. Like I said,
and now you build a new relationship. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that.
Because like Swank really brought another side of me in the Asylum. Because she was going bananas. And I'm like, okay, let me kick in the high gear because she's going bananas. And you need that. You know what I'm saying? You need that. Don't go to somebody just because you think you're like, okay, I know what this person can do. No, I want to be surprise me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Surprise. Give me something different to where I have to sit down and be like, all right, here we go. Let's look at the chalkboard. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
You know?
And on the next one, what we do together, you know what I'm saying, for his project, you know, we're going to bring a whole nother group of people in, you know what I'm saying? And just keep on building that way. That's how you expand, you know what I'm saying? Not just your music and your name, but like relationships. Because everybody we done work with, we done build a real good kinship with. You know
it ain't just no, all right, project's over. Never talk to you again. We locking numbers in. You know, I'm checking on you. Hey, bro, you good, man? Just checking on you. You know what I mean? I'm doing all that. Because at the end of the day, it's music, but it's just like, bro, I'm a person that's like, I want to make sure you good on a personal level. Like, I'm not just gonna hit you up about just music. Yeah. You know, so I'm gonna hit you up. Hey, bro, I seen you tweeted something, bro. Just let you know. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of person I am, man. But
I had a guy who hit me up about an episode that we did. It was about suicide on the other podcast. And granted, we record 2 months in advance. But he hit me. It was like, "Yo, you straight?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that happened to me in 2010 when I was in Iraq." But it was cool that, like, kind of like what you said, we don't just have a business relationship.
Yeah,
we have an
just, check on your
straight.
people.
I said, "Yeah, that was 2 months ago. I'm cool." You know what I mean? But that's dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
like I said, you only live one time, but so like build relationships while you're here.
Yeah. Man,
this is dope. This is dope, man.
Y'all
I appreciate you.
Have the longest episode.
Oh man,
I'm about to say, you probably gonna have to chop that up, man. Part 1, part 2.
I typically do 2 clips, but I'm gonna probably put out about 4 clips.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man.
In a good way.
Yeah, for sure.
But so I do want to ask you one last question. Hopefully this camera don't run out of memory. What? Shit. I kind of want to bring y'all back for another one, but I think I'm gonna ask you anyway.
We here, man.
How do we put Greenville on? And then I'm gonna ask you your social medias. Every time I say socials, people think I say Social Security. I don't know why, but anyway, I'm dead.
They start giving out these socials.
No, they look at me crazy like socials, social medias.
Yeah,
but no, is there a way to? What would y'all envision as far as putting Greenville or the upstate on? Not just Greenville, because obviously y'all from Spartanburg. But how do we put the upstate on in y'all's opinion, thoughts? What do you think?
I think consistency. Honestly, being seen. Connecting with each other. Whenever it makes sense, connecting with each other. Consistency. Just putting out good work. You know what I'm saying? And just staying true to who you are and honestly building relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because if the more people you know what I'm saying, the more your name will spread, you know what I'm saying, in a positive way, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, even though it's a lot of people who do this, it's a small community, you know what I'm saying?
But does it take one, or do you think it has to be a team, or do you think it has to be, I guess, does it have to be like a 50 Cent and then figuratively speaking, the upstate is G Unit, or does it have to just be
asking a whole bunch of creatives in an area to stop what they're doing to try to catapult one person?
I don't think
I don't see that. I don't see that happening. But there's power in numbers. Yeah. Like I said, me and him connecting. Look what we doing. So now, if you take a whole community of people with all different skill sets to create something massive. So like you said, just a lot of building, connecting when necessary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't force it. Like, okay, let's all come together.
And I don't really fuck with you.
Don't do that. Let it be as natural as possible. But like, just connecting, networking, and supporting one another. Like, when you have these people doing these shows and you see that they putting the work in and they might have a show, if you can pull up. Because you don't know if you it's a lot of people out here. If I do a show and I say, hey, I'm doing a show, I got 2,000 followers on Instagram. I got 2,000. You know what I'm saying? If 500 people show up to a show, somebody out there going, hey, who the hell is this guy that brought 500 people out here at this show? Let's go check and see what's going on over it. You know what I mean? So it's just I feel like it's just gonna take some.
It's multiple ways to do stuff, right?
It's
if one person is on the top of a mountain with a megaphone screaming, that's loud. If 1,000 people is in the middle of the mountain screaming, it's loud, right? It's loud either way, right? So it's not one right way to do something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like now if you get to one person but see, if you get to one person, now everybody's expecting the person to, hey, come back and get me.
Everybody. Like, you can't put that.
That's too much pressure. That's a lot of pressure, right?
Nobody.
So if everybody just does their job,
be like MC Hammer.
I've never worked at BMW a day in my life, but I do know if y'all all building a car, if you start to do my job and I'm trying to do your job, when this person ain't doing the job at all, we messing up the car, right? So, but think about a car. If the alternator new, but you got that engine going bad, it don't matter how new the alternator is, right? Everything has to do its job, right? So sometimes we're worried about one person or 2 people, 3 people, 4 people getting on. It's like, no, listen, just do your job, right? And when we do our job collectively, man, it's no telling where this thing could go because I think everybody compares us to Atlanta when it's like realistically Atlanta has the infrastructure for that anyways, right? So, but when you think about it, it's not like everybody in Atlanta was like, we're gonna push this one person.
Nah,
Everybody was doing their thing.
Yeah.
It's just like when that one person got on, more eyes went to it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think naturally, like I'm just using him for example because we're here. If Luck had a song that was
The pop, so to speak, yeah.
everybody gonna be like, where he from? South Carolina. Okay, let me look at South Carolina. So now, that'll happen naturally. It don't have to be like, oh, let me go get a billion features from South Carolina. It'll just happen naturally because he's already from there. You know what I'm saying?
Because you start seeing people like, dang, he's from South Carolina. She's from South Carolina. And he's from South Carolina.
It's talent everywhere.
That person is like, what's going on in South Carolina?
It's times where it don't work. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think, like, look at like the Baby, for instance, right? Where it's like Charlotte, but it's like how many Charlotte artists became the Baby? In the last 5 years, you know what I'm saying? So we can't look at him and be like
North Carolina artists, but not specifically Charlotte. Yeah,
but even like with J. Cole, how many Fayetteville artists? You know what I'm saying?
North Carolina would be J. Cole.
But see, we look at the whole state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly what I say. Kitty Pablo, and that's the at least on top of my head.
Rhapsody's from up there.
Oh, she from North Carolina?
Yeah, I think she's from Raleigh.
Okay, she's fire. I just didn't know where she was from.
Yeah, but like if you think about that, like J. Cole is one of the biggest rappers.
But
you know
he's
what I'm saying?
top 3.
Yeah,
today's rappers.
But think about how many rappers from Fayetteville that you look at like J. Cole. So
and I'm sure it's some nice, some talent.
And see the Drake thing. I think
that's a little different.
That's different because I think when you see Drake, you like that's when people think like, oh, like look what Drake, like Atlanta and Drake, because Drake is the reason a lot of people know Toronto artists.
But there's only one Drake.
Yeah, but you got the Weeknd, you know what I'm saying? You got Tory, you got.
But they went up under him initially, not all of them, but some.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they just made it right. So I think like it's just more than one way to do things, and I wish success on everybody who's doing music and not just music, but being creatives. You know what I'm saying? We want to see everybody win. You know what I'm saying? We want to see everybody win. Everybody who doing podcasts, media spaces, everything.
Yeah, man, shout out to you, man. Get your flowers too, bro. This is dope, man. We appreciate you having us,
I ain't doing
bro.
nothing, man. It's my living room. I ain't doing shit.
Hey, man, listen, man, on camera it look like, boy, what is it?
In my living room, I just crop it down. You know what I mean?
Jeff Bezos started in a garage, right?
Absolutely.
So you went up on him. You was in the living room.
Well, I don't own a garage, but you.
Hey, man, listen, they ain't have to know all that.
Nah, man, I want to say thank y'all for coming to sit down for an hour and 45 minutes. Man,
it ain't even feel like this.
Nah, at all. I just got to pee really bad.
Oh, man.
That's them bills. I was thinking about it like, man, hold on.
Man, he had a bunch of, I'm at days on 85 underscore. That's
say it again, I'm sorry.
At days on 85 underscore on Instagram.
On Instagram and Twitter, wordplay_luck. That's Instagram and Twitter.
Okay. And you go to winner97.com and get, everything Winner97.
Yeah. And what y'all said the next project was called that y'all started today?
Oh, man, we ain't.
He good. See, he good at what he do. See, he good at what he do.
Hey, man, thank you again for
just wait on it.
And I appreciate y'all time.
Yes, sir.
And yes, sir. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
You did.
Yes, sir.